Hi friends, this is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. So Tesla earnings just came out. And then as you know, the pumpers are in full force. I've been warning you guys about this the last couple of days. I just made a video about it. And I just made a video about the earnings report going over all of the numbers. Now the pumpers, however, are only going to selectively look at a few numbers. And this is where the problem is and why I'm telling you about this, because I want you to do well. I want you to look at everything. So take a look for yourself how they look at only certain numbers and ignore everything else.
I think it's fair to say Tesla at this point in time are, in essence, financially bulletproof. Even if asteroids wiped out multiple gigafactories, they'd still be fine. There are very few other companies on the planet for which this is also true. Cybertruck factory tooling is on track, and Model Y, congratulations, became the best-selling vehicle globally in Q1, as Tesla told us would happen years ago. A couple of quick highlights here. Automotive revenues up 46% year over year. Total revenues up 47%. Operating expenses up a mere 21%. So think about this for a moment. We're seeing more operating leverage here. As Tesla's business scales up and they bring in more revenue, their expenses are not scaling up in the same proportion. In short, the bigger Tesla gets, and remember, they've still got a 10x or so in their production to get to their long-term goal of 20 million vehicles per year. Bigger they scale, the more money they print. This quarter, Tesla experienced a negative foreign exchange impact of $600 million.
Another thing I want to point out with you guys is the assumption, and it's an assumption, that full self-driving, which is FSD, is going to be, perfect. It's going to work fantastically, and we're going to sell it to tons of other companies, and that's why Tesla's worth $1 bazillion a share. And just be aware that that is a pipe dream, and it is a big pie in the sky kind of thing. It's going to be very, very tough to get full self-driving through regulation. Governments, be it state, city, country, are going to push back on that. Also, too, there's going to be competing technologies. And moreover, let's say this happens. Let's say, for example, in your wonderful case scenario that FSD comes to fruition, it's going to put a lot of people out of work, right? Because one of the, if not the, I think actually it is the top job in the world is driving. So either driving a car, a truck, etc., transportation. And if those all go to the robots, a lot of people are going to be out of work. And so that's going to be a long time from now to where we transition, if we transition to that ever, because politically, it's not going to be too popular for politicians to come and say, hey, we got this robot technology, you all lose your jobs who drive a car, etc. So do be aware of that. And I understand, guys. I get it more than you know.
So in summary, Tesla, despite the economic headwinds and global turmoil, continues to absolutely slay it, remains on track for their long-term goals, is on the cusp of solving autonomy, while all investors seem to be focused on gross automotive margins this quarter or next and missing the bigger picture. And yes, I still continue to bat 1,000 bitches. Just a few final thoughts on Tesla licensing FSD. There is a reason it's been in my Tesla valuation model since day one, and I do encourage my long-term Patreon supporters, go check the very first version of the valuation model on your computer right now. It was that obvious that Tesla would license FSD to other companies in the future that it's been built into my valuation model from the outset. And the reason it's been included from the outset is because it makes such an enormous impact on Tesla financials. I highly encourage you, join Patreon, download a copy of the valuation model. It's only available to supporters at the investor level and above.
If you promise everyone they're going to be rich and you say, oh, this is my secret formula to get rich, just sign up for my Patreon, download my magical spreadsheet that says that you're going to get 1,000% a share, because if you download the spreadsheet, it will magically happen. I mean, that is the definition of pumping. Moreover, take a look at this. He's always selling you something as well.
Given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out.
So you can see that's a paid ad read for some sort of health thing. And it is what it is, right? I make these videos just to let you know what is happening, how you're being manipulated. But for some people, they like to be manipulated. They feel happy about it. There's someone who's writing a comment recently say, oh, Chris, why don't you report the good news and the happy news? I want to feel happy. It's like, I mean, I can. For example, if it turns out that FSD actually does work and the government's all do approve it and they start making tons of money, yeah, I would totally report that to you. At the moment, though, it's a pipe dream. I just tell you the truth on these things. The same way that I'll tell you, hey, if suddenly a company's making tons of cash, I can see it in the earnings, I can see everything's growing, I'll tell you. But I just show you the real numbers, and it makes me sad that if you show people real numbers, they get upset. They only want to hear the good news. And this is something that I just want you guys to be good at. Look at reading all the numbers, not just cherry pick one or two. Look at the whole thing. They call it an earnings report because you should report the earnings, not just the revenue. I don't think I'm saying anything crazy. In earnings report, the most important thing to focus on should be the earnings, and that's what I try to do. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Be careful out there. There's a lot of pumpers basically taking advantage of new people to the market, and it's a sad thing. So hope you understand this. If you have any questions or comments, please write down below. And thanks again. I'll catch you next video.